What's going on, everybody? Welcome inside the Mayo Media Network. It's time for your Sunday Best Bets. If you're in Canada, specifically Ontario, you're probably not even watching this right now because you're probably outside golfing because we've joined the rest of the world and we can finally golf. Yes, a bit sour about that. Now that's off my chest. Let's talk about a few things you should do before we get rolling into this video. Just go ahead and like and subscribe to the Mayo Media Network. Like this video, smash the sub button. Also, leave us a comment on what your favorite bet is. If you're going golfing this weekend, what you're golfing with, like what kind of equipment you're using. Let's just talk some golf too, because I'm, if you can't tell, super fired up that I'm actually able to go outside again. And I know I could go outside for different reasons, but really, it's just golf. If you're listening to us on any of our audio feeds, go ahead and leave us a 5-star review, especially over on Apple Podcasts, and leave your Twitter handle or an email, just any way that Pat can get in contact with you, because you never know when at the PME is going to give away $100. All right, all the housekeeping is put aside, and my little rant about golf is aside now too. Last week, 2 for 4, not the worst, not the best. We hit the Toronto money line and the Tampa, Florida over. Missed on Pittsburgh and Florida on the money lines there. For this Sunday, we're going to go shot prop heavy. I think the shot props are the way to attack just your Sunday. We have a lot of games starting early in the day and then it trickles onwards, and I think you can make some money that way and just build your bankroll. So let's dive into the shot props. First off, David Pastrnak over 3.5 shots. Pastrnak has averaged 6.25 shots per game over the first 4 games so far, averaging 3.7 shots per game during the regular season. His shooting percentage was kind of down this year, but his shot volume was near where his shots per game last year of 3.9 was. In this series specifically, why I want to take Pastrnak is because 3 out of 4 games have gone to overtime, so there's a chance for even more shots in a series where the Bruins are averaging 38.5 shots per game. Pastrnak was kind of a guy that he was hit or miss all season long, but in the playoffs, he's been automatic. 3.5, I think you have to smash the over here. All of these plays, by the way, are going to be overs because I don't really mess around with the unders. I did it twice during the regular season with Kevin Fiala, and it worked. It's a really weird, nervous sweat going for unders. The overs is just more exciting and thrilling. Leon Draisaitl is the next guy I want to talk about here. Over 2.5. Oilers have their backs up against the walls, down 2-0 in this series to the Jets. Draisaitl's going to be trotted out there. Him and McDavid just out there all the time, averaging 27 minutes and 31 seconds time on ice over the first 2 games. So the opportunity is just going to be there. He's fired off 4 shots in each game so far, and I think that number will actually go higher in Game 3. I wouldn't be surprised if he hit the 5-shot mark here. Sebastian Aho, another guy, 2.5 for the Carolina Hurricanes. I think 2.5 is far too low for Aho, but that's where the line has been at almost all year long. We were seeing nice prices, -130, -120 across the regular season for Sebastian Aho. And through 3 games against the Nashville Predators, he's had 19 shots. I know some of those numbers are inflated because of the double overtime game, but Sebastian Aho has been able to have his way. That top line of Aho, Teravainen, and Svechnikov have just been able to break into the Nashville Predator zone. And we'll talk about that game in a bit too. I have a few best bets for you there. But that top line especially has been causing the Predators problems. Aho is just the man in charge for the Hurricanes, leading the way, and I think over 2.5 shots is an easy one for him to hit here. Now for the Colorado Avalanche, 2 players that, if you've listened to Fantasy Hockey Picks and Bets Monday, Wednesday, Friday with Chris Meany, Tuesdays and Thursdays with DJ and Matt, and then on Saturdays with Griff Dog, you know that almost all of us love Mikko Rantanen and we love Nathan MacKinnon. Rantanen 2.5, MacKinnon 3.5. And these are the only 2 players, believe it or not, out of these 6 that I'm giving you, who hasn't hit the over in every game so far in the playoffs. That being said, I still like Rantanen to break over 2.5. He was a guy in the regular season just automatic. Sure, he'll miss here and there, but I think in the playoffs he's even more automatic. Averaging 4 shots per game against St. Louis, so he's really shattering that 2.5 there. MacKinnon averaging 4.3, which is nice to see when he needs the 4 to go through here. But MacKinnon finished 3rd in shots in the NHL, even after missing some time, and Rantanen 10th in the NHL in the regular season. Not worried about these 2 whatsoever. Then to top it all off, we'll go back to that Bruins and Capitals game, and we'll go with Alex Ovechkin with the 3.5, and we'll go, like I said, with the over. Ovechkin has hit the over in each of his games, rattling off 4 shots per game, just consistent. Finished 7th in the NHL in shots this season with 182. He has a point in each of the 4 games, and if you've watched Ovi play, especially when he just chewed out his old poor goaltender. He's playing pissed off, and pissed off Ovi, historically, will just fire the puck from anywhere. And it doesn't matter if it's in his wheelhouse by the circle, he will just shoot at will. I just think this is a game where you could see Ovechkin have one of those 6, 7, 8 shot nights. 3.5, I really like him there. That'll do it for the shot props. Let's dive into a couple games here. We're not going to go attack all 4 NHL games. We're just going to go after a pair. And we'll start off with the Hurricanes and the Predators. And plain and simple, Hurricanes minus 140 money line. If you listen to the Friday show with Cam on it, Cam told me, he said the Preds were going to win that one. And then he also said, yeah, but that might be the only one that they do win. Canes are up 2-1 in this series. Last game went to double overtime where Matt Duchene, good for him, picked up the game-winning goal. That top line of Duchene, Johansson, and Philip Forsberg actually looks pretty good. If you surround Duchene with good players, he's going to play better than he does with Brad Richardson and Eric Holla. The Canes basically played with 5 D-men, though. Max Lajoie was a guy who hasn't played since 2019, and the minutes and the time on ice really showed. He didn't cross the 17-minute mark off the top of my head, while all the other D-men were up there in the high 20s, high 30s kind of thing. I think with one game under his belt, just being back in the NHL since 2019, Lajoie will be able to carry more of the workload if Slavin is not ready to play. That being said, I also think that Jake Gardiner could get some action. This is a guy who Brind'Amour could play him for more than 17 minutes, even though he is a complete defensive liability. But with the Preds, you don't necessarily need that much defense because the Preds are 1 for 17 on the power play. It's not good. 1 for 17. Let that soak in for a second. During Game 2, I thought that the Carolina Hurricanes penalty kill looked more lethal than the Nashville Predators power play. The Preds power play basically is just one unit. The second unit is just a ragtag team filled with I don't know what. 4 of the 5 goals in the last game that the Preds scored were directly in front of Nedeljkovic. I think Brind'Amour is going to come out in this game and have a higher game plan on, we got to clear some bodies out of the front of the net. Give me the Hurricanes minus 140 money line. Take a game at Bridgestone and bring it back to Carolina to finish off the series in 5 or maybe 6. I still think Canes in 5 is what I'm going with today, even though I said 6 yesterday, but this is the game that I see the Canes winning, minus 140. Avalanche and Blues is what's up next for us, and there's not going to be a lot of analysis. The Avalanche just proved that they're a much better team. Up 3-0 in this series. I have a trifecta of bets for you. I have the money line minus 230, and like I've always told you on this show, I don't really want to give out those highly priced just minus 200 and above bets. So that's why we're going to go with the puck line at plus 115, and we're going to go with the over 5.5 at minus 120. Like I said, no groundbreaking news here with this pick. Colorado have beaten the Blues by 3 or more goals in every single game. They've hit the over in 2 out of 3 games. Colorado just looks tremendously better. Whether it's Jordan Binnington trying to challenge Grubauer, Colorado has completely kept their cool, other than Nazem Kadri, who somehow got 8 games and Tom Wilson got 0. Don't understand that. Leave a comment below if you think Kadri's punishment was right in regards to how many Wilson didn't get. I'm curious to hear your thoughts there. The Avs, 31 high danger scoring chances in this series. The Blues, just 23. Shots in this series have been 111 for Colorado and 90 for St. Louis. It's just chances galore for the Avs. We really like McKinnon. We really like Rantanen. I like both of these guys for a 2-point game as well if you can find that prop. Let's go over the shot props really quickly and then recap the bets, and we'll get you out of here. We're going Pasternak over 3.5, Draisaitl 2.5, Aho 2.5, Rantanen 2.5, McKinnon 3.5, Ovechkin 3.5. All overs there. And then for straight up bets, we're going Hurricanes minus 140 on the money line, Avalanche money line minus 230, Avalanche puck line plus 115, over 5.5 in the Avs and Blues game at minus 120. Hope you're having a happy Sunday. Hopefully, if you are into golf and if you're part of the Mayo Media Network, I think you kind of have to be at this point. Get out there, go play some golf, have a lot of fun. Get outside because summer is right around the corner, and we'll have best bets every Sunday. We'll catch you next week.